If you're trying to eliminate nerves before big games, you're already impacting your performance before it's already been done. My NFL client that I worked with learnt this the other days after years of fighting with himself with his nerves. You see, your nerves aren't the problem, your judgment of them is what's making you play tight instead of free. And we're going to see this with a GOAT athlete. We're going to break down how he thinks about his nerves in 3 simple steps. I'm nervous before every game. I'm nervous before a penalty. It doesn't make me weak saying it. If anything, it makes you look stronger. This was a quote by one of the best in the business. And when he said that, it really resonated with an NFL client that I've been working with recently. And we're talking about nerves. He spends a lot of time on the sideline. Obviously, if you know NFL, you've got attack and defense, and then you've got special teams. And so depending on where you are in that, you'll be spending a lot of time on the sideline. And we're talking about nerves. And nerves aren't a bad thing, but it's our relationship with the nerves that matters the most. And what he was using was words like, as we get this one up, he was using words like, I shouldn't be nervous, okay? Or I should be more confident. And what I went on to say was, nerves aren't a bad thing. If anything, they're simply just a signpost that you care. That's all they are. It's a signpost, it's a feeling within the body that you care about your performance, your team's performance, and the result of the performance. But nerves aren't a bad thing, but our association with nerves, based on our past and based off our history, is we associate them as bad things, and I shouldn't be having them, or I should be more confident. You know, I've been training all week, preparing all week. Why am I nervous now? Okay? And so what I'm going to go through is these 2 different spirals that we can go through, and I'm going to break down the 3 frameworks that I talk about in the Elevated Athlete Playbook that you can grab in the link below. I break down the entire system in the show notes. There'll be a link where you can go and see the entire playbook. But one of the key things that we speak about with the athletes that we work with is a thing called the A framework. And we've got 2 different states that we can be in when we talk nerves. We've got the denial spiral, or we've got the acceptance spiral. So if we look at these 2 places and how we can apply the AAA framework here, you'll be able to see how simply our relationship with the nerves is what's most important. So let's say you feel nervous. Okay, so you feel the nerves. And then you tell yourself, I shouldn't be nervous. So you feel nervous, okay, then you have a thought in the mind and it says, you know, I shouldn't be nervous. Why am I nervous? That automatically puts us in a state of resistance. So we feel nervous, our mind goes, I shouldn't be nervous. We then have a response of resistance, so we're in constriction, we're in tightness here because we're resisting the nerves. What we then activate there is the fight, flight, or freeze response. Okay, so we're activating the sympathetic nervous system now. And then we take action from this place. So you can imagine if we feel nervous, I shouldn't be nervous. You feel then now you're in a state of resistance. We activate the fight, flight, freeze response, the sympathetic nervous system, and then we take action from that place. We can already see how that is not going to be as effective as it can be. Now, if we go and we apply the AAA framework that we talk about in the playbook, we can talk about how we get into a state of acceptance and how that state of acceptance and awareness and action puts us in the optimal place to deal with the nerves. So we feel nervous. We have the same feelings, okay, as the other side. But now what we do is we move into a state of acceptance. And it's a reframe from nerves being a bad thing to simply just being a thing of caring. They're just feelings that associate with I care. from there, so we've got the awareness here. So we've got awareness here. We've got acceptance here as the second piece. Okay, then what we do is we start to focus on what we can control. Okay, we can't control the future, we can't control the past, but we can control how we put our mind in a position to show up in the next moment or the next play. Then we take action, and we do that through our cues. Okay, if you want to access the flow state activated cues, we talked about it. We talked about it in the playbook, so you can access that in the show notes. We break down the flow state activator system and process that you can use. So whenever you have nerves coming up in the future, if we apply the awareness, acceptance, and the action framework to our nerves, we put our state in what's optimal here, okay? And we're going to take more optimal action rather than being in a place of denial, a state of resistance. The fight, flight, freeze response activates, and then we take action from that place. Rather, when the nerves pop up, we're aware of them, we accept them because we realize it's just a signpost that we care. We move into what we can control. We take action through our flow state cues, okay, and then we set ourselves up for success moving forward. So if you like the entire playbook, in the show notes below, you can check out the 19-minute video where I break down step by step the entire elevated athlete system. I'll see you in the next video.